It was a warm and humid early June day in 2017 when my 9-year-old son, Tom, and I embarked on a road trip to West Virginia to visit our family. Excitement filled the air as we set off on this adventure, eager to spend quality time together and create lasting memories. Little did we know that this journey would test our patience and resilience. As the miles stretched on, the sweltering heat inside the car became unbearable. Unfortunately, the air conditioning was not functioning, leaving us to rely solely on the rush of wind from the open windows. Beads of sweat trickled down our foreheads, and the sticky discomfort added to our growing stress. Despite these challenging conditions, we pressed on, determined to reach our destination. As the hours passed, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the landscape. The once vibrant blue sky transformed into a canvas of fiery hues, signaling the approach of twilight. The darkness enveloped the surroundings, and the only source of illumination was the headlights of passing vehicles. It was around 9 p.m. when Tom's voice broke the silence, his tone tinged with urgency. He urgently informed me that he needed to use the bathroom. The tension inside the car, already palpable, escalated with his announcement. The weariness of the long drive and the discomfort of the heat had taken their toll on both of us, and our patience wore thin. In the midst of our mounting frustration, a blue rest area sign whizzed past us on the interstate, offering a glimmer of hope. Without hesitation, I made a split-second decision and veered off the road into the rest area. Relief washed over us as we pulled into the parking lot, grateful for the opportunity to stretch our legs and find some respite. As we stepped out of the car, the cool night air embraced us, providing a much-needed reprieve from the stifling heat inside. Tom hurriedly made his way towards the restrooms, while I took a moment to collect my thoughts and regain my composure. The gentle rustling of leaves in the nearby trees and the distant hum of passing cars created a serene ambiance, calming the tension that had built up during our journey. Once Tom returned, a sense of tranquility enveloped us. We sat on a nearby bench, gazing up at the star-studded sky, and shared a heartfelt conversation. Apologies were exchanged, understanding was reached, and the bond between a parent and child grew stronger in that moment of vulnerability and reconciliation. With renewed spirits, we resumed our journey, leaving the rest area behind. The road stretched out before us, illuminated by the moon's soft glow. Although the challenges of the trip were not entirely over, we faced them with a newfound sense of unity and resilience. The remainder of the drive was filled with laughter, shared stories, and a deep appreciation for the journey itself. Looking back on that road trip to West Virginia, it serves as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always an opportunity for growth and connection. Our experience at the rest area taught us the importance of patience, understanding, and the power of a simple moment of respite. Perhaps I should count myself fortunate that I never mustered the courage to cast a glance in their direction, for the consequences of such an action remain a mystery to this day. As my companion, Tom, and I forged ahead on our journey, the unsettling incident at the rest area continued to haunt our thoughts. Its presence loomed in the recesses of our minds, refusing to be banished. We grappled with an overwhelming sense of unease, desperately seeking to uncover the true intentions of the enigmatic individual who had surreptitiously infiltrated my car. In the subsequent days and weeks, the incident lingered like a stubborn ghost, refusing to fade into oblivion. Life resumed its familiar rhythm, but the memory of that peculiar encounter persisted, an unwelcome guest in our daily conversations. We found ourselves repeatedly revisiting the event, engaging in heated debates as we sought to unravel the perplexing enigma. Were they simply a lost soul in need of a helping hand? Or were their motives far more sinister than we dared to imagine? The possibilities seemed endless, each more chilling than the last. Our minds conjured up scenarios of what might have transpired had we not been vigilant, had we turned around to confront the interloper. Would we have fallen victim to their malicious intent? The thought sent shivers down our spines, a stark reminder of the fragility of our existence. Yet, despite our best efforts to make sense of the situation, the answers eluded us. The enigma remained, an unsolved puzzle that gnawed at our curiosity. The unknown lingered like a shadow, casting doubt on the innocence of the encounter. It was a riddle that demanded to be solved, a conundrum that refused to release its grip on our thoughts. As time passed, the incident gradually resetted into the recesses of our memory. Life moved on, leaving the encounter behind like a distant echo, but it was never truly forgotten. In quiet moments, when the world grew still and our minds wandered, we would find ourselves returning to that fateful day. The questions would resurface, the curiosity reignited. What had truly transpired in the depths of that rest area? The answers, it seemed, were destined to remain elusive, forever locked away in the realm of the unknown, such as researching the areas we would be passing through and checking the safety ratings of the accommodations we would be staying at. We also invested in a reliable GPS system and made sure to have emergency contact numbers readily available. As we embarked on our new adventure, there was a sense of excitement mixed with a tinge of apprehension. The memories of our previous encounter still lingered in the back of our minds, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of being proactive in ensuring our safety. During the journey, we made it a point to stay in well-lit areas, avoid secluded spots, and always keep our doors locked. We were more cautious than ever, constantly scanning our surroundings and trusting our instincts. It was amazing how a single incident could change our perspective and make us more aware of the potential dangers that lurked in the darkness. But despite our increased vigilance, we didn't let fear consume us. We still managed to enjoy the beauty of the open road, stopping at picturesque viewpoints and exploring charming towns along the way. Our bond grew stronger as we faced each challenge together, knowing that we had each other's backs. As we reached our destination, we couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. Not only did we manage to have a memorable road trip, but we also did so while prioritizing our safety. The incident from months ago had taught us valuable lessons that we would carry with us for the rest of our lives. Back home, we continued to share our story, not to scare others, but to educate and empower them. We wanted to spread awareness about the importance of personal safety and encourage everyone to trust their instincts and take necessary precautions, especially when traveling alone or in unfamiliar places. Our experience had transformed us into advocates for safety, and we were determined to make a positive impact. We started organizing workshops and seminars, sharing our knowledge and experiences with others. It was fulfilling to see people's eyes light up as they absorbed the information and realized the significance of being cautious and alert. Months turned into years, and our passion for promoting safety never wavered. We continued to travel, explore, and discover new places, but always with a keen eye for potential risks and a commitment to staying safe. Our story became a source of inspiration for many, reminding them that even in the face of adversity, it is possible to come out stronger and more resilient. Looking back, we were grateful for the incident that had shaken us to our core. It had awakened a sense of responsibility within us, prompting us to become more proactive in safeguarding ourselves and others. We realized that it was not enough to simply rely on luck or assume that nothing bad would happen. Instead, we had to be prepared, aware, and willing to take the necessary steps to ensure our safety. As we continued on our journey, we carried with us the lessons learned from that fateful night. We knew that life was unpredictable and that dangers could lurk around any corner. But armed with knowledge and a strong bond, we were confident that we could face whatever challenges came our way. So, we embarked on new adventures with a sense of excitement and a heightened sense of awareness. We were no longer naive travelers, but rather seasoned explorers who understood the importance of staying safe. And as we continued to create memories and explore the world, we did so with a profound appreciation for the fragility of life and the power of resilience. We approached each new day with a sense of excitement and curiosity, eagerly embracing the adventures that lay ahead. Our past experiences had taught us valuable lessons, and although we couldn't forget what had happened, we were determined to let it serve as a reminder to always be cautious and aware. As we embarked on our journey, the open road stretched out before us, beckoning us to explore its hidden wonders. The wind whispered promises of thrilling encounters and breathtaking landscapes, fueling our wanderlust and igniting our spirits. With each passing mile, we embraced the freedom that came with being on the road. Our worries and troubles seemed to fade away, replaced by the simple joy of living in the present moment. We reveled in the feeling of the wind in our hair, the sound of the engine roaring beneath us, and the beauty of the world unfolding before our eyes. But amidst the euphoria, we never let our guard down. The lessons we had learned from our past experiences were etched into our minds, reminding us to always be cautious and aware. We understood that the open road could be both exhilarating and unpredictable, and we took every precaution to ensure our safety. Yet, even in the face of uncertainty, we refused to let fear consume us. Instead, we embraced a mindset of gratitude and appreciation, cherishing the moments we shared together on this unforgettable journey. We treasured the laughter, the deep conversations, and the sense of camaraderie that blossomed between us as we navigated the twists and turns of the road. Each stop along the way became a cherished memory, a testament to our resilience, and a reminder of our shared love for adventure. Whether it was camping under a blanket of stars, discovering hidden gems in small towns, or simply enjoying the beauty of nature, we found solace and joy in the simplicity of these moments. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, our bond grew stronger. We became a tight-knit family, united by our shared passion for exploration and our determination to make the most of every experience. Together, we faced challenges head-on, celebrated victories, and supported one another through the highs and lows of our journey. And so, as we continued to traverse the open road, we carried with us the lessons of the past and the hope for a brighter future. We knew that life would always present us with unexpected twists and turns, but we were prepared to face them with courage and resilience. Embracing the adventures that lay ahead, we embarked on this journey not only to discover the world around us, but also to discover ourselves. And in the process, we found that the open road had a way of teaching us valuable lessons, reminding us of the importance of cherishing every moment, being cautious, and staying aware. My girlfriend and I embarked on an adventurous road trip to the mesmerizing state of California. The journey there went smoothly, with us setting off early in the morning, filled with excitement and anticipation. As the sun began to set, we arrived at our hotel, exhausted but brimming with stories to share. However, our return journey took an unexpected turn. Departing midday, we found ourselves cruising through unfamiliar landscapes under the cloak of darkness. With the majority of our ride shrouded in shadows, our senses heightened, and a thrilling sense of mystery enveloped us. Spanning approximately 10 hours each way, excluding the occasional pit stops for sustenance, our hunger pangs led us to 2 delectable food breaks. The first occurred after 3 hours of continuous driving, where we replenished our energy levels and indulged in a well-deserved feast. The second stop, much later into the night, beckoned us to venture off the freeway around 12:30 a.m. in search of a nearby Wendy's. Eager to continue our homeward journey, we swiftly devoured our delicious meal and resumed our path on the freeway. In my eagerness to reach the comfort of our own abode, I made the impulsive decision to eat while driving, much to the dismay of my girlfriend. Her disapproval was understandable, as safety should always be a priority. However, my desire to expedite our return home superseded my usual cautious nature. As fate would have it, the moment we merged back onto the freeway, nature unleashed its fury upon us. Raindrops began to dance upon our windshield, creating a mesmerizing symphony of water droplets. The sound of the rain, accompanied by the rhythmic swishing of the windshield wipers, added an extra layer of intensity to our already adventurous journey. The rain served as a metaphorical reminder that life is unpredictable, and even the most carefully planned road trips can encounter unforeseen challenges. Yet, despite the downpour, our spirits remained undeterred. The illuminated road ahead acted as a guiding beacon, leading us back to the familiar comforts of home. In the midst of the rain-soaked drive, we found solace in each other's company. The dimly lit interior of the car provided a cozy sanctuary, shielding us from the elements outside. Our conversations flowed effortlessly, as we shared memories, dreams, and aspirations, creating an intimate bond that only a road trip can forge. As the hours ticked away, the rain gradually subsided, revealing a sky adorned with twinkling stars. The symphony of raindrops transformed into a serene melody, and a sense of tranquility settled within our hearts. We marveled at the beauty of the night sky, grateful for the unexpected detour that allowed us to witness this mesmerizing spectacle. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we arrived back home, tired but exhilarated. The road trip had tested our patience, resilience, and adaptability, but it had also enriched our relationship and provided us with unforgettable memories. We bid farewell to the road, knowing that its twists and turns had brought us closer together. And so, our road trip to California came to an end, leaving us with a profound sense of adventure and a desire to embark on future escapades. For it is in the midst of these unpredictable journeys that we truly discover ourselves and the world around us. But I hesitated. The situation was tense, and my instincts were telling me to be cautious. However, my compassionate side couldn't ignore the woman's desperate plea for help. With a quick exchange of glances with my girlfriend, we both agreed to give her a ride. As she climbed into the back seat, her trembling hands grasping onto her wet clothes, I couldn't help but wonder what had led her to this vulnerable state. The rain continued to pour relentlessly as we drove through the dimly lit streets. The woman introduced herself as Sarah, her voice filled with a mix of gratitude and fear. She explained that she had been walking for miles, trying to escape a dangerous situation. Listening to her story, I couldn't help but empathize with her. Life had thrown her into a storm of adversity, and here she was, seeking refuge in the midst of another storm. As we drove on, Sarah's words became more coherent amidst the sound of raindrops hitting the car roof. She had been involved in an abusive relationship and had finally found the courage to leave. With no money, no means of transportation, and nowhere to go, she was left with no choice but to seek help from strangers. My heart sank as I listened to her tale of suffering. It reminded me of the importance of compassion and how a simple act of kindness could make a difference in someone's life. We reached a nearby shelter, and as Sarah stepped out of the car, she thanked us profusely, tears mixing with the raindrops on her face. It was a bittersweet moment, knowing that we had helped her in her time of need, but also realizing that her journey was far from over. Driving away, my girlfriend and I sat in silence, contemplating the encounter. It was a reminder that life can be unpredictable, and it is in these unexpected moments that our true character is tested. As the rain gradually subsided, I couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the safety and comfort we often take for granted. This experience had opened my eyes to the struggles that others face daily, and it ignited a newfound passion within me to make a positive impact in the lives of those in need. From that day forward, I made a promise to myself to be more aware of the world around me, to be willing to lend a helping hand, and to never underestimate the power of a single act of kindness in the midst of life's storms. In that moment, I found myself caught between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, I couldn't simply turn the woman away, especially considering the circumstances. Yet, on the other hand, I couldn't ignore the uneasy glances my girlfriend was throwing my way. It was as if she was silently questioning my decision to allow this stranger into our car. As the woman settled herself in the back seat, I couldn't help but notice the disapproving look etched on my girlfriend's face. It was a mixture of confusion and frustration, as if she couldn't comprehend why I had made this choice. But truth be told, I didn't have a solid answer for her either. Curiosity getting the better of me, I turned to the woman and asked her where she was headed. To my surprise, she remained silent, refusing to utter a single word. In that moment, my girlfriend shot me yet another disapproving glance, her eyes almost pleading for me to take control of the situation. Feeling a sense of unease creeping up within me, I decided to face the woman head-on. I turned my attention fully towards her, hoping to break through her enigmatic silence. However, what I saw sent shivers down my spine. Her expression, or lack thereof, was chillingly cold and unfriendly. It was as if her face had been sculpted into a permanent state of neutrality, but there was something deeply unsettling about it. Undeterred by the unnerving encounter, I repeated my question, desperately seeking any form of response. Yet all I received was another nonchalant shrug of her shoulders. It was as if she had no intention of engaging in conversation, leaving me feeling both perplexed and frustrated. Turning my gaze back to my girlfriend, I could see the concern etched on her face. Her eyes searched mine, silently pleading for an explanation. And yet, all I could offer her was a shrug of my own, as clueless as she was about the woman's intentions. In that moment, the car fell into an uncomfortable silence. The tension between us was palpable, as we both tried to make sense of the situation. It was clear that this unexpected encounter had stirred up more questions than answers, leaving us both feeling unsettled and on edge. As we continued our journey, the air inside the car grew heavy with unspoken thoughts and unanswered questions. The presence of the mysterious woman lingered, casting a shadow over our once carefree drive. We were left to wonder what her true intentions were and what impact her presence would have on our lives. Little did we know that this encounter would serve as a catalyst, setting off a chain of events that would challenge our relationship and push us to confront our deepest fears. But for now, all we could do was exchange glances, silently acknowledging the uncertainty that lay ahead. In a moment of frustration and perhaps a touch of desperation, I found myself blurting out my intentions to drop off the woman at the next town we crossed. Little did I know, my impulsive declaration reached not only the ears of my girlfriends, but also the woman herself. As we resumed our journey on the desolate highway, an unforeseen and ear-splitting shriek suddenly pierced the air from right behind me, causing an instant surge of adrenaline to course through my veins. Before I could fully comprehend the situation, the woman seated behind me swiftly wrapped her arms around my throat, constricting my airway and leaving me gasping for breath. The world seemed to momentarily freeze as panic set in, threatening to engulf me entirely. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I slammed my foot onto the brakes, the screeching sound of tires against asphalt echoing through the tense atmosphere. The car skidded perilously close to the divider, narrowly avoiding a catastrophic collision. In the midst of this chaotic struggle for survival, my courageous girlfriend, driven by an instinct to protect, unleashed a savage attack on the woman, her long nails becoming weapons of defense. In a flurry of motion, she slashed at the woman's face, the once deranged and furious screams transforming into cries of sheer agony and torment. Seizing the opportunity to escape this nightmarish ordeal, I hastily exited the vehicle, my lungs desperately gasping for the precious oxygen that had been denied to me moments ago. My focus shifted to the woman, who now stood before me, her hands pressed firmly against her injured face, anguish etched across her features. Without hesitation, I swung open the back door, my hands gripping her frail form with a mix of determination and urgency. In one swift motion, I propelled her out of the car and into the relentless downpour of rain, a physical manifestation of the tempestuous emotions that had consumed us all. As the woman disappeared into the obscurity of the storm, I couldn't help but feel a strange cocktail of emotions swirling within me. Relief mingled with a twinge of guilt as I grappled with the consequences of my impulsive actions. The rain continued to pour, its relentless rhythm serving as a backdrop to the aftermath of this harrowing encounter. We stood there, my girlfriend and I, silently absorbing the weight of what had just transpired, each lost in our own thoughts. In the end, the events of that fateful day would forever be etched in our memories. It was a collision of circumstances, a convergence of emotions, and a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of human behavior. As we resumed our journey, the rain washed away the physical remnants of the turmoil we had endured, leaving behind only the indelible marks on our souls. In the year 2010, an adventurous spirit filled my heart as I embarked on a long journey from the comfort of my home in Pennsylvania to the picturesque countryside of Georgia. The anticipation of spending quality time with my beloved family fueled my determination to conquer the road ahead. Little did I know that this drive, spanning approximately 14 hours, would be a test of endurance, both physically and mentally. With the morning sun casting its warm rays upon the horizon, I set off on my expedition at the early hour of 10 a.m. The familiar hum of my trusty Ford F-150 resonated through the open road, serving as a constant companion throughout my odyssey. The vast expanse of landscapes, adorned with vibrant hues of green and golden fields, provided a soothing backdrop as I ventured further south. As the hours ticked by, I began to feel the pangs of hunger dancing in my stomach. A quaint deli caught my attention, beckoning me to indulge in a well-deserved lunch break. Savoring every bite of the delectable meal, I relished in the flavors that seemed to transport me to a world of culinary bliss. Energized and ready to conquer the road once more, I resumed my journey with renewed vigor. 4 hours later, the need for a brief respite became undeniable. I pulled into a rest area, seeking solace amidst the hustle and bustle of fellow travelers. Retrieving the turkey sandwiches I had thoughtfully packed in a cooler, I savored the simple pleasure of a homemade meal. The tranquility of the surroundings enveloped me, allowing me to momentarily escape the demands of the road. With the sun gradually setting on the horizon, I realized that time was of the essence. Determined to reach my destination without further delay, I resolved to make no more stops, save for refueling my vehicle. The luminous glow of the gas station beckoned me, promising a momentary reprieve from the tiresome journey. Oblivious to the fatigue slowly creeping into my bones, I refilled the tank, unaware of the challenges that awaited me. As the clock struck 11:30 p.m., I glanced at the GPS screen, eagerly calculating the estimated time of arrival. A mere hour remained until the warm embrace of my family awaited me. However, weariness began to cast its shadow upon my eyelids, making it increasingly difficult to stay alert. Regretfully, I had neglected to fuel my body with a much-needed cup of coffee during my last pit stop, an oversight that would soon prove to be a hindrance. Navigating the unfamiliar roads dictated by the GPS, I couldn't help but feel a sense of skepticism. The route seemed peculiar, deviating from the expected path. Doubt began to cloud my mind, questioning the reliability of this technological guide. Nevertheless, I pressed on, trusting that it would lead me to my long-awaited destination. As the clock struck 12:30 a.m., I finally arrived at my family's doorstep. Fatigue and weariness clung to me like a heavy cloak, but the sight of their warm smiles and outstretched arms instantly revitalized my spirits. The arduous journey was but a distant memory, replaced by the comforting embrace of loved ones. Reflecting upon that eventful day, I realized that life's adventures often test our resilience and determination. It is through these challenges that we discover our true strength and the lengths we are willing to go for the ones we hold dear. In the midst of my tranquil drive, the serenity of the road was abruptly shattered by the sight of 4 gleaming objects rapidly approaching in the distance. My instincts kicked in, and without a moment's hesitation, I forcefully applied the brakes, bringing my vehicle to an abrupt halt. As I drew nearer, the mystery behind these intriguing objects was unraveled. They were none other than traffic drums, those large cylindrical traffic cones that are commonly seen on the roads. Stepping out of my truck, a mixture of confusion and curiosity filled my mind. Armed with nothing but my trusty baseball bat, I cautiously approached the traffic drums, my senses on high alert. But to my astonishment, I discovered that there was something concealed behind these seemingly harmless drums. It was a spike trap, resembling the kind that law enforcement agencies utilize to immobilize vehicles. A wave of perplexity washed over me as I grappled with the question. Was this the result of some ongoing police operation, or had someone maliciously orchestrated this as a treacherous trap? Aware of the potential danger surrounding me, I meticulously scanned my surroundings, every fiber of my being urging me to retreat to the safety of my truck. It was then that a desperate cry for help pierced through the air, emanating from the dense woods on the left side of the road. The urgency in the voice was undeniable, sending shivers down my spine. My heart raced as I contemplated the gravity of the situation. Should I investigate the source of the distress call, or prioritize my own safety? Despite the fear and uncertainty that gripped me, my innate sense of empathy and responsibility took hold. I knew that I couldn't simply ignore the plea for assistance. With a mixture of trepidation and determination, I cautiously made my way towards the woods, ready to confront whatever awaited me. I could see the figures standing there, their expressions a mix of surprise and frustration. It was as if they were caught off guard by my unexpected maneuver. The adrenaline coursing through my veins only heightened my senses, and I knew I had to keep my wits about me. As I continued to drive, my mind raced with countless questions. Who were those individuals lurking in the woods? What were their intentions? And what was the significance of that spike trap? The whole situation seemed surreal, like something out of a suspenseful thriller. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched, that every move I made was being closely monitored. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to piece together the puzzle before me. The darkness of the night seemed to amplify the eerie atmosphere, casting long shadows across the road. I decided to take a detour, hoping to shake off any potential pursuers. The unfamiliar path led me deeper into the dense forest, where the trees loomed overhead like ancient sentinels. The only sounds were the crunching of gravel beneath my tires and the distant hooting of an owl. With each passing moment, the tension grew palpable. I couldn't shake off the feeling of being trapped, like a mouse caught in a maze. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional rustling of leaves or the distant howl of a coyote. Suddenly, my headlights illuminated a dilapidated cabin nestled among the trees. It seemed out of place, a forgotten relic from a bygone era. My curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to investigate. As I cautiously approached the cabin, the creaking of the floorboards beneath my feet sent chills down my spine. Inside, the air was thick with dust and the scent of decay. The walls were adorned with faded photographs, their subjects long forgotten. It was as if time had stood still within those four walls, freezing a moment in history. As I ventured further into the cabin, I stumbled upon an old journal, its pages yellowed with age. With trembling hands, I began to read the words written within. The journal revealed a haunting tale of lost love, betrayal, and desperation. It spoke of a curse that had befallen the forest, trapping those who dared to enter its depths. My heart raced as I realized the connection between the journal and the events unfolding around me. I was now a part of this twisted narrative, a character in a story that seemed destined for a chilling climax. Determined to unravel the mysteries that surrounded me, I pressed on. Each step took me deeper into the heart of the forest, closer to the truth that lay hidden within its enigmatic embrace. The moonlight filtered through the canopy above, casting an ethereal glow upon my path. As I walked, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The woods seemed to come alive with every gust of wind, whispering secrets in hushed tones. Shadows danced around me, playing tricks on my weary mind. Finally, I reached a clearing bathed in moonlight. It was there that the truth was revealed, unraveling the enigma that had plagued me since the beginning. The figures I had seen, the spike trap, and the journal's haunting tale all converged into a chilling climax. I had stumbled upon a clandestine gathering, a meeting of individuals bound by a shared darkness. Their intentions were far from innocent, their presence a threat to anyone who dared to uncover their secrets. With a newfound determination, I vowed to expose their sinister activities and bring an end to the curse that plagued the forest. As I made my way back to civilization, the weight of the night's events settled upon my shoulders. The woods would forever hold a place in my memories, a reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of our seemingly ordinary world.